part of when we were getting to these 100 episodes, we wanted to make the podcast more personal to us, so we decided to make it a more relaxed environment rather than sitting at the table. So there was a space up in the podcast studio in G4 Studio. We had a couch and a seat available, so we started bringing in stuff just to try and make it our own. Some of the stuff we've collected or people have sent us. So this is like a Jaws, I'm sure is it gin? Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's gin, and it's like a batch 1 of 500, which is pretty cool. So this was like a gift from the people that done this. We display it proudly there. We also got some coffee. We've spoken about coffee actually from Reese, one of the UFC fighters we've had on the podcast.
Cage Warriors.
Yeah, Cage Warriors. We've got loads of these programs that we get in these mystery boxes from past events. So the UFC warehouse, when they're putting these together, must have, I'm talking piles upon piles of this, which were sold at the events in London. So we've got a whole host of these, and we do give them away to listeners on the Patreon.
What's that middle one that we've got?
Middle one is the Conor McGregor in Dublin. This was like an amazing event. So somebody will get this eventually as part of being part of the Patreon. All the backgrounds are all the fighters.
Look at Krylov there, look how young he looks.
See some fighters you know, fighters you don't know. So there's a whole host of these kind of stuff that we don't appreciate as much as proper fans of the sport will. Other kind of stuff we've got lying about is I went to London and Bruce Buffer had just released his aftershave and called it It's Time, and there's a bottle of this. Kept it. It's something I wouldn't wear myself, but it smells great. It smells like very Paco Rabanne-ish, but when Bruce Buffer gives you a gift, you make sure you keep it. We've got a whole host of different Funko Pops that different guys have brought in over the years, but the one that's the coolest is our man Ross Cooper's very own leathered Funko Pop, made by a fan of the podcast, Craig Tobin, which is kind of a cool thing to get.
Craig also wants a new logo for his ski to get sewn onto it.
Like a patch. So we'll look at this. Also up on this shelf here is where we'll get some. When we met Dan Hardy for our very first, or was it our second open mat, and we got him to sign it. The pen isn't the best. In hindsight, we wanted this red colour because obviously Dan Hardy, red mohawk, very iconic. These figures we had to get off eBay as well because they're very hard to come by. But this was a special one as well because it had like a t-shirt. Also got a Michael Bisping, the Count, back in the Ultimate Fighter collection.
You've been off the UFC website, but no?
I don't think you can get these ones anymore.
They're totally
was that
gone.
eBay you got?
I got them off eBay. And the same again, we gave one of them. We gave a signed Dan Hardy away to one of the Patreon listeners as part of being part of the Patreon. Yes, it's like a couple of quid. It's the difference you get out for a couple of coffees during the week to be part of this Patreon, but there's the stuff we give away is incredible. We've also got UFC gloves that I have worn in a fight, and this would have been like when I first started in the UFC because they're large. So it would have been round about the time of either London or Glasgow. I'd have worn these. Makes me believe it's Glasgow is the fact that it's this, because there's only one man that can hit like a train, and that was Khalil Roundtree. So, also, I've got my Bama belt. When I first picked up MMA, Bama was like one of the biggest promotions in the UK. It was them and Cage Warriors, and Cage Warriors took a bit of a hiatus. So that's why I ended up as Bama, and then from that had racked up a few wins as a Bama fighter, and then managed to get the title. Fought against a guy, Marcin Lazars, who'd beat quite a lot of up and coming guys, and I caught him second round with I'm pretty sure it was like some sort of choke, might have even been a triangle. Like, I know that there's that many fights that come out that I've had that I forget what I've submitted people. We've got another mystery box that's just waiting to be opened. We're not sure what we're going to do with it. We don't even know what's in it. Should we give him a wee sneak peek what's in it?
Aye, get a wee. Let's see what's on top.
Let's see. Right, because we're not sure if it's going to be for the coming live show we've got. But
On the subject of giveaways, Matthew's just received.
I can't even open this, mate.
It's a frame thing? Is it a good thing?
I can't even open this. It's far too good. It's too good.
Go and give us a peek off camera.
I can't, mate. You'll blow your load. You want to see?
Aye. Go
Right.
for it. Oh. God damn.
286. Who did he? No. Doesn't matter who he fought. Oh, it's a he, is it?
So Matty for the Patreon just received his UFC bag, his Paul Craig bag from MSG.
Brilliant.
That's another belt today, a gift we gave away.
Also, we've got the 309 New York jacket that was only given to fighters. I think in the US you could buy this jacket, but all the fighters on the main card was gifted one of these. It's a cool thing to have.
I've seen Tom Aspinall and Oban Elliott cut about with theirs on.
I do wear them. I've obviously got a little bit of style, and I wouldn't be seen Deed wearing that thing. Great for the wall bit. We have a Simpsons skateboard, which looks like somebody's been fucking skateboarding on it. These are hard to come by as well. This is for a brand called Santa Cruz, and they do a lot of these specialised decks where it's like either Simpsons, they've got like Pokemon range, they've got Star Wars range, and they're really, really hard to come by. And I started collecting them. One is a Simpsons fan, the two is a skateboarding fan, and I managed to catch two of these. So I thought we'd bring it in and stick it on the wall.
You bought one of the Pokemon ones as well, didn't you? And you don't know what you're getting.
No, it's
you
a
need to
blind
unwrap
bag.
it.
It's a blind bag. We've got the very first time I ever headlined a main event against Brendan Allen. Signed poster with all the fighters who are doing this. This is like, there's only so many of these posters are signed, and you see the fighters signing them fight week, and we've got one. I think we also gave a blank one away, did we?
We've still got a signed one
We've still got
to
a
give
signed one to
away.
give away.
Aye. So that'll
Patreon,
probably
man.
be.
I'll move over to Rossi's side. We have got the BMF belt, part of the UFC. You can get these all online as a replica belts. The one thing I didn't want to do was get a UFC belt, because the only time I'm going to touch a UFC belt is when I'm a UFC champion, replica or not. But BMF is kind of cool, and the BMF guys, we respect all of them. They're pretty badass. We've got these Smash toys. Now as a teenager was a bit old to have one of these, but as a kid we used to have these as wrestlers, like Hulk Hogan. I think my brother had Macho Man Randy Savage, but these are pretty much the modern day version of them, and I think they're pretty cool. We'd love to get them signed off, both of them. So we've got Diego Lopez, who is fighting
For the title.
which just got vacated, and we've got BMF himself, Max Holloway. Over this side is McIllustration. They do a lot of good images for us. If we started the podcast where they would take pictures of us and put us in either movie posters or make these cool graphics, and they made this one for us as part of our rebrand, because we get rid of all the old ones and we will give them away to Patreon and listeners. But this one's going to stay up for a while, and the same again, we'll make sure we filter them out. We've got a signed t-shirt. I'm not sure who it's signed by.
Take it off and have a wee look.
I'm not sure, but this was one of these boxes. Jake Bug. Jake Bug. Bice.
Boyce. I don't think that's going to show on
B-Y.
camera. B-U-Y-S.
Let's see if I can get a wee bit.
That's better.
So do we know who Boys is? Bice is. So same again, we got this as a signed fight worn piece of kit in the mystery boxes, and it just goes up on the wall as part of your merch. We've also got stuff from our Anaconda dotted about. So Anaconda has been a sponsor of the podcast when we first started, for stuff like wrist guards, knee injuries, shoulder injuries. We've got the rash guards on top, and that's pretty much all the kind of cool stuff that we've got lining up here. But as you'll see throughout the year, throughout the weeks, stuff will change, and stuff will be like, that wasn't there last week. Is that something new? Every once in a while we'll maybe do a wee recap here, but as of February, that is what their stage looks like.